Moving on to a team who is now off the bottom of the ladder. And
who's on the
unlike
bottom?
Carlton, they have avoided their worst start to a season in club history because the 91 Bears lost their first 9 games. The Brisbane Lions are winners. They have scratched the winners column. They have thrown the Gatorade in the air for the first time.
To half their team.
To half their team for the first time in 2018. And they not just won, but they crushed Hawthorn by 56 points. And we talked about it last week, how they got so close, but they were showing that they just didn't know how to win. They not only showed that they know how to win, they know how to hold a lead and run away with a lead.
It was one of those ones where they're not going to take their foot off the gas pedal. If they're getting a good win, they're getting goals in a few minutes.
You know, the best part of that was now their last 2 games at the Gabba, they've kicked about 18 goals in both games.
Yeah,
even against Collingwood. So they're showing their fans that come to the game.
129 points. Yeah.
Come to the game and you're going to see entertainment. We might not win, but there's still entertainment there. I only saw the last 5-10 minutes of that game, and Hawthorn were terrible.
Yeah.
They gave up. There was one moment in that game where Sicily was on the boundary. He handballed it to Isaac Smith, and he walked away from the contest. I mean, just walked slow motion out of that contest.
Slow motion.
Didn't even put a shepherd, nothing.
Yeah.
They gave up.
Yeah, Hawthorn's had a rough couple of weeks.
You saw that game, didn't you, Brown?
Yeah, there was not much effort running back. There was very poor work rate from Hawthorn. I was disappointed in what I saw from them.
That was a training drill at the end.
Yeah. And they were looking so good. Like, we were talking about Hawthorn top 4, and they've fallen off a lot. But back to the Brisbane and the entertainment factor, Fagan actually said after the game, we're in the entertainment business. And that's so refreshing from a coach compared to most of them are like, we don't care what this looks like unless we win. So
they need something in Brisbane, in Queensland
They're not going to get people to come otherwise.
It's been shocking for 15 years.
And finally, we got some of these performances. Hugh McCluggage had his best game, 27 touches. Tom Cutler kicked 3 goals. Alex Witherden gets his second Rising Star nomination.
Was
which
it Cutler or
really
Butler?
Makes sense. Cutler. According to BT, it was Butler, but it was Cutler. Hipwood kicked 4 goals. He's now kicked 14 for the season. Charlie Cameron leads their goal kicking with 17.
Nearly took Mark of the Year.
Nearly took Mark of the Year in his own teammate. Matt Eagles was kicking banana goals to seal the game.
How good was his celebration? He was just
28 years old. He finally gets his shot. And what a way to make a statement.
And good to see him get around him too, because
Cam Rayner. If you watch that game, Brownie, is there enough that you're seeing out of him? It's been here and there, but
he's got the potential. I like what I saw on Sunday, but what I liked from that game was, the fact that even though Tom Mitchell, he still got 46
touches.
He had no effect really for most of the game, apart from that 16 he had in the first quarter. So I liked how they were able to manage him and
his impact.
Pretty much,
Touching on Rayner, I loved what he did to Sicily. It just ran over him.
He looks like Daniel Rioli.
I'm not sure about Robinson.
Yeah, that was a bit accidental. Accidental in quotation
Was that
marks.
Mitch Robinson or the other Robinson?
No, it was of course it was Mitch.
Who else would it be?
Exactly. But it was impressive because Hawthorn actually started really strong. They actually bolted out of the gates, but the Lions, they stuck fat. They didn't give in. They were only down by 5 at quarter time, and then they kicked 6 goals to... they kept the Hawks to just 6 goals after quarter time. They kicked 16 of their own. Harris Andrews, I love him. He's going to be such a good player. He's a really good player. Hodges' game, Brownie, did you rate it? I haven't rated his season, but his game...
It was all right. He didn't really do much, to be honest.
He probably sledged them.
I
saw
him more on the bench
sledging and coaching.
I saw him more on the bench sledging than anything, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think that Hodgie...
He's getting on.
What I like about
rated
Brisbane, though, they're not getting blown out anymore. Their average losing... They were 0-8.
Oh, they got blown out against Richmond.
Yeah, well, outside of that
they were 0-8. Their average losing margin was 26, which is fair. If you take out the Richmond loss, it comes down to 14, second best in the competition.
And they're showing signs. Like, if you compare them to Carlton, they're so much ahead of Carlton. They could have beaten Port Adelaide.
Yeah.
Could have beaten Collingwood. And then they beat Hawthorn.
Good question to segue out of that. The 3 teams that have 1 win so far. Brisbane, Carlton, St Kilda. If you had the chance to take control of one of those teams, who are you taking?
Easy.
Brisbane's got a solid team. Yeah. Carlton's got a few better. There's star talent there, but there's only probably 2 or 3 players.
That's the problem. It's always Cripps and Kerner, where Brisbane, they've got that Brisbane's whole core. Got a solid They've got Harris Andrews, Stephen Martin in ruck. They've got their middle, and then Hipwood up forward.
Cutler as well. They got the other guys.
Even
Charlie
McStay's
Cameron,
good.
McStay, yep.
Yeah.
Who would you take?
I think I've still leaned towards Carlton. I think recency effect. Carlton got blown out by 100. St Kilda have been dreadful, but Brisbane.
Who would you take last then out of those?
St Kilda.
Yeah, St Kilda.
Carlton.
Absolutely St Kilda.
I'd still take Carlton. So
you
I'd
think
take
St
Carlton
Kilda's
last.
list is better than
I feel like
I'm gonna have to change.
I feel like St Kilda.
Sorry,
you can change it around a bit after a year.
Like
you can bring a few players in. They're just lacking confidence
now.
right now.
They just lack superstars.
And they're lacking a game
gonna
structure.
win.
If they can get a game structure that works for them, get 1 or 2 better players.
This is the same team.
They will be better than Carlton.
Yeah, this is the same team
Carlton
really
is-
as last year. I mean, yes, they don't have rewind stuff, but
then we talk ceilings. Do you think they have the ceiling of a premiership compared to
No,
say
not
if you
right now.
wait longer with Carlton
I
or
don't
Brisbane?
see
Well, in
Carlton's
2016, did you think Richmond had the ceiling of a premiership?
no.
No, but I thought they were ahead of St Kilda still.
Yeah, but I think Carlton's that far behind right now in terms of leadership on the ground, in terms of the players that they got. I don't know. I think it's going to take another 5 years for them to be a premiership contender.
As bad as Richmond were, Cochin, Martin, Rance, Rewalt, that spine. St Kilda don't have one player to match that.
Very true.
That's true, but I still think that they've got players there and they can get more players in that will give them that edge.